What's going on, guys? Derek here, Southern Style Lawn Care. Today I'm going to give you guys a 100-hour review on this Ferris Z3. We bought it a few months ago, just got 100 hours on it, and had a lot of guys asking, for reviews on this thing. There's not very many out there, so I figured we would do a 100-hour review on the unit. It's been a good one. I'm just going to make this short, simple, to the point, and kind of let you know what I think about it. Before I pull this off the trailer, I'm going to show you the hours are 105 and a half. I did the break-in oil change at 10 hours, and then I just changed it at 100. And a lot of people don't like that hour meter right there, but I do like it there, because standing here, at the gas station or just anywhere, you can look at your mower, see what hours are on it. You can check your oil easily from the side of the trailer in the morning, which is what I like to do. But it's nice being able to see that. If I'm walking in the dealer and I think I might need an oil filter, I'll just look at it real quick and check it. And I kind of like it there. But let me pull this sucker off the trailer, and I will get you a 100-hour review on it and what I think about it. This is her after 100 hours. Let me cut it off so you can hear me. Okay. Start off by saying a lot of people are having problems getting to this. It's right there. Maybe the Z2 is like up here, I think. But the Z3, it's right there. So don't worry about that. People also say this mower doesn't cut great in full speed, which it shouldn't cut great at full speed, because it is, I think it runs at like 12 or 14 miles an hour. This thing's fast. But you can pull that pin, and I like to cut on that third notch right there, so it has an adjustable speed bar, so you don't have to cut at full speed. Parking brake right where it needs to be. Handle right here. I will say this handle does turn a little bit. I know that's probably from me yanking on it, but it's real easy to use. Pin system's real easy. Just drop your pin in. This can be a little confusing. You would think with this being 3 inches that this would be 3, 3 1/4, 3 1/2, 3 3/4, but it's actually opposite. This is going to be 3 inches, 3 1/4, 3 1/2, 3 3/4. 3 3/4 is a pretty good sweet spot on this mower. I actually cut a lot on that, and 4-inch. The platform I can't say enough about. I have a John Deere up there, which is, I guess, the same platform as a Wright stand on. And when you mow all day on that, your back doesn't hurt like a zero turn, but you can kind of feel it in your legs and stuff. It's kind of a little bit rougher ride. Now this thing is a game changer. You can move this around. I've got mine set right there. I weigh 180 to 190 pounds on any given day, closer to 180. And this has been nice. I moved mine there. Very, very comfortable. No issues there. It does have the rear scalp wheels. I don't think those have ever hit anything. Now this does scrape sometimes coming off the trailer, so I'll just stand up and get it. When you open this, there's your gas tank. Under there, all your connections. Haven't had any issues. Like I said, this thing has not broke down once, knock on wood, in 100 hours. Which normally you have something come loose or something. Haven't had any issues. The back tires, this thing holds hills like nobody's business. I take this thing in a lot of areas that I've never been able to take a mower before. Now I use a grass flap. I made my own custom metal aluminum cover, because it kind of cuts back. It looks good. It really doesn't matter how it looks, but it works great. This front articulating suspension, game changer. I've never I've owned a few 60-inch mowers, but I started running 52s for the scalp reason. This 60 scalps less than that 48. I need to do a video test on that, but I'm not even kidding, guys. There's a lot of places that this doesn't scalp that my 48 does, which it should be different. Love the hydros on here. I opted to get the fuel injected Kawasaki 850V. It was only like $500 more for the, I think, 36 Vanguard, but I know Kawasaki is going to stand behind their products. I've had a few friends have problems with the Vanguards, but the main reason I went with the Kawasaki, I think it's a 28. The Vanguard being a 36, and I use this thing on a daily basis and mostly pretty good cut yards, you know, and I just feel like I'll get better fuel economy out of this, and it'll just all around better pay for itself. I mean, 28 horse, you really don't need 36 unless you're just cutting fields all day, and this will cut fields. The 28, I mean, I can bog it down on wet leaves if I want to, but I mean, it's got to be, when this thing bogs down, I feel like the 36 probably would too on just a big thick pile of wet leaves. But probably the most powerful mower I've ever actually owned. Never had any issues. I take that back. I had one issue when I would wash the mower. It would put it, when I first started washing this mower, it would put it into like a limp mode, and the throttle did not want to work, which this does have the button up and down throttle, which I didn't like at first, but now I love it. But it would put it in limp mode, and what it was there's a bracket, all those electronics right there. What you have to do is just, or what I had to do was just pull them off, put grease in them, and I haven't had the issue ever again. But it's a very simple mower, well thought out. I like the battery being right there. It's real easy to get to. I haven't had to jump it off yet, thank God. Flat free front casters, real wide. This thing hops up on curves really well. Really wide back. I mean, this thing holds hills like nobody's business, and it also, you would think with it being heavier it would sink, but it actually leaves less tracks than that mower, which is a few hundred pounds lighter because of the wide platform. Let's see. It cuts great on that level 3, like I said, and if you're in a residential yard, I mean, you could even move to that second thing and it still runs 6 to 8 miles an hour there. Let's see. I like how the belt covers are open on the outside. My John Deere isn't, and it got leased under there and caught on fire, so I take those belt covers off during the winter time. But this is open. It allows stuff to get out of here. It does have greasable spindles. I personally like the non-greasable better, just less maintenance, but you know, I grease them about every 20 hours and it's been fine. The oil change on this is super easy. Of course, your air filter, Donaldson's easy to get to. Here's where you pour your oil in. Oil filter, take that off. It's real easy to get to. I mean, you know, my other mower, that one, have fun changing that. But I do love my John Deere. But I love my Ferris too. I would get the Ferris Z1 for the 48-inch, but the platform on the back is way too narrow, and I think that John Deere right there is probably the best 48 on the market, just from what research I've done and using it. Let's see. Here's your drain plug for your oil. Very easy to maintenance. You just pull this out, pull it out to the side, drain it. I mean, I don't even spill a drop of oil with this thing. Let's see, plenty of power. The 28 is plenty of power. Like I said, I feel like the 36 would just drink too much gas for what I do. And this thing is just a beast. This time of year, I'm using it for mulching leaves. I actually have a buddy, Richie Plemons. I think he told me he had the full mulch kit on here with the mulching blades, and it did terrible. So I'm glad I didn't go that route. What I use is a chute block and gator blades. And this thing is one of the best mulching mowers I've used. It sucks them right in and it just destroys leaves. I mean, you can, 2 passes on this would, you know, normally be 4 passes on my Gravely, just the way it mulches. It's very nice. Let's see if I got anything else to say about this. If y'all have any questions, feel free to ask, and I can answer them for you if I left something out. The fuel economy is good on it. And honestly, that's a 23 calorie on that. And I feel like you get the same, you know, gas fuel economy out of this. I guess because it's fuel injected is the only reason I can think, but it doesn't use that much fuel. I like the way that this muffler is up, out of the way during leaf season. It has this cover. During leaf season, when you're pushing big piles of leaves, that really helps. And that's about it, guys. If y'all think of anything, let me know and I can get you some answers on it. I found running about 12 to 17 psi in the back, it's going to be the best you can get ride wise. These pads are awesome with these little side things. When you're leaning on turns and stuff, it really helps. I've seen some people say they didn't like them for turns, but I mean, it doesn't stop you from, you know, getting on the other side of it or anything. But on this thing, you really don't even need to lean your weight on a turn, honestly. It just kind of does it itself. The only thing I think it should have, and I know this sounds crazy, is a cup holder. So I think I'm gonna drill me in a little bike metal bracket right here that'll hold a water bottle. We on some of these bigger properties, it's nice to have a little water on you. The John Deere has a little compartment right there. Let's see, right there has a little compartment where you can just put stuff in, water bottle, stuff like that. But this does not. So on a 1 to 10, I would give it probably an 8. You know, it's a really good mower. The only thing I will say this mower is not the best at is when it's wet. Now don't get me wrong, it cuts great when it's wet. Cuts twice as good as my Gravely did when it was wet. But it does seem to clump a little bit, and that's me using high lift Ferris blades. But that is also me comparing it to that John Deere right there, which is probably the best wet cutting mower you can buy. So if you want the best wet cutting mower you can buy a John Deere. If you want the best all around mower and a 60-inch mower, this is going to be it. Everybody else with the 60s does not have this articulating suspension. So you really can't go around manicured yards with slopes and stuff. You're going to scalp some stuff. But that's my full review on it. That's what I think of it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Drop them in the comment section. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Follow us on Instagram at Southern Style Lawn Care. Y'all have a good one. Let me know what you want to see. Peace.